Hello, welcome to this video, another video, Richard's Yoga video. This sequence is themed, if you like, around posture and improving posture and reducing any tightness in our upper body, reducing the risk of becoming kyphotic in our upper body, and which is quite prevalent these days with the use of smartphones in particular and the posture that dictates. So without going into that, check out my blog on my website, www.richardsyoga.org/blog. There's a nice article in there which I find quite interesting. So we're going to start on our fronts, and any of these postures that we go, any of the movements we do in this class, this session, if it's not right for your body, then don't do it. Just act with some compassion through the movements. We'll start in a child pose. So make your way slowly down onto your mat. Take your knees out to nice extended child. Take your knees out nice and wide. Walk the hands forwards. Take the sit bones backwards. Lower into the posture. And breathe down into your tummy area. Allow the diaphragm to release down. Pushing down the abdominal cavity. And as you breathe out, sink into the floor. Feel that nice compression in your hips, not forcing it, letting gravity take you on a little bit of a journey down towards the mat. Inching your fingers up to the top corners of the mat, feeling that grounding through the hands. And breathing softly here. Just checking in with yourself, checking in any tightness you're carrying, any sensitivities at all, any aches, any pains, any discomfort. And using this time just to feel how you feel. Breathing steadily, softly, and targeting your breath down into your tummy, abdominal area. In and out through the nose if you can. Stimulate your vagus nerve. Stimulate your rest digest response. And allowing your nervous system to soften through the tendons, the muscles. And then slowly come out of that. Coming into a tabletop position. A couple of cat-cows here just to loosen up your discs, your vertebra. With the hips high, walk the hands forward, keep the hips high, get that really nice length through the spine here in this puppy dog stretch. And then walk the hands backwards, come up onto your knees, roll your shoulders back, draw the arms up, big breath in here. And then breath out, float the hands down, take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then draw the arms back. You feel that stretch through the front of the body here. Pulling your tummy button in to support your lumbar spine, lifting it up just slightly, just gazing up just slightly. Feel that stretch through the front of your chest and the squeeze in your shoulder blades. And release, draw the arms up, big breath in, exhale the hands to the floor, bring your shoulders on your wrists in tabletop. Breath in, tummy to the floor, head lifts, tailbone up, and step the hands forward as you breathe out back into child pose. Take a breath in here, lift up the head. As you breathe out, come down to your fronts onto the floor. And then a breath into cobra, drawing the chest away, drawing the shoulders back, look down at the floor. And a breath out to the floor. Tuck the toes in, push up onto your knees, send the hips backwards a little bit, head comes almost down in line with the arms. And if it's okay for you, press into your toes as you then lift your knees off the ground, pedal through the legs here. Just stretch out through the backs of the legs. Then lift both heels up, come up onto your toes, bend your knees a little bit. Then straighten the legs, downward dog. Look up between the hands, bend the knees, walk slowly to the top of the mat. Come into a bent knee forward bend. Let the arms dangle, simply dangle down the side of the body or in front of your body. Pull your core in and then slowly elevate up to mountain pose. Roll your shoulders back, draw the arms up nice and high, big, tall mountain. Bend the knees, hands to your shins on the breath out. Breath in, half lift. Bend the knees, breath out, hands to the floor. Walk the feet back to the back of the mat. Slow inhale through to plank or plank onto your knees, pressing into your fingertips, feeling that nice engagement of your core muscles here. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then breath out into your knees, tops of the feet on the mat, chest and chin to the floor. Slow breath into cobra, drawing the chest away, drawing the shoulders back, lifting up through the crown of the head, but soften your spine, soften your glutes, and breath out to the floor. Tuck your toes in, push up onto your knees, take the body weight backwards, sit bones go back towards the heels, head almost comes in line with the arms or in line with the arms, and then drive down into your toes as you straighten the legs, come into downward dog. And look up between the hands, bend the knees, walk slowly, or even a jump if you want, a little toe leap to the top of the mat, bend knee forward, bend. Pull your tummy button in, draw the arms outwards, and then slowly elevate up to tall mountain, and then a straight leg forward bend this time. So hands come down, hands to your shins, and then a half lift, or your knees. Half lift, lifting the chest up, lengthening through the spine here, feeling that nice tension in the back of the legs, taking a couple of breaths here. So if you lean on the front of your feet, you'll see my body weight shifts forwards. This will make your legs go a little bit more vertical. If the sit bones lift up, you find a deeper stretch through the back of the legs. Bend in the knees, hands to the floor, step the right foot to the back of the mat, and then draw the knee forwards, draw the chest forwards as you lengthen through that right hip flexor, lifting the head up slightly, feel that stretch through the right side, and drop your right knee to the floor, and then steady yourself on your left knee, come upwards, okay? Draw the arms upwards, big breath in, pulling the tummy button in, keeping the body upright, bending through that front as you lean in, okay? Looking forwards, looking down, or looking up, keeping your shoulders released or soft if you can. Then we're going to take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers here, like we just did in Thunderbolt a moment ago, and then draw the arms back as the chest expands, squeezing through the shoulder blades. You feel this in your hip flexor as well as your pec minor muscle. Great to really stretch the front of the body, as the pec minor muscles can get quite tight with the fascia wrapping around it. If we don't move it, stretch it, open it up, which clearly we don't do when we're on our tech, on our smartphones. Nice couple of big breaths here. And then breath in, lift the hands up. Exhale, float the hands down to the floor, lifting that right knee off of the floor. Step back, downward dog. Inhale through to plank. Then let's take a upward dog here. So on your toes, lower your pelvis down, draw your shoulders back, lift up through the crown of the head. Keep your core engaged to support your lumbar spine. And think of your core as almost like a hammock, holding your spine, holding your pelvis, feeling the strength here. And then hips high, heels down, downward dog. Dropping your left knee to the floor, step the right foot between the hands. And then we're going to push up onto that right foot, come to an upright position on this side, core engaged, draw the arms up nice and high, arms come together, and then lean in on the breath out. Again, keeping your core engaged here, protecting your spine. It allows you to go potentially for a little bit of a back bend if you want in crescent moon, but just make sure you don't pinch into your discs. And then take the hands behind you once more, interlace the fingers, drive the arms back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And release the hands, breath in, lift the hands up. Exhale the hands to the floor. Tucking your left toes in, lift your left knee off the floor, bring the chest forward, stretch out through that hip flexor as we did on the way down just now. And then step to the top of the mat. Bent knee forward, bend. Draw the arms out behind you, out to the side and up into chair, and then straighten the legs in chair. Lean into your right foot, bringing the left knee up as high as you can. And taking a twist here if it's there for you, staying focused on the floor in front of you, bringing that right hand across, taking your left hand back, reaching back. You can take the standing staff for balance if the twist isn't there for you. And then breath in, lift the hands up, standing staff. Breath out, foot to the floor, lean into your left foot. Same again on this side. So feel that ground beneath you, bringing that right knee up as high as you can. It's less for the left arm to travel for that twist. If you wanted to go for that twist, tip about the twist is stay looking forward, stay focused on the floor. Trying to bring the leg and the hand behind you, the arm behind you, into the center line of the body. So get that stretch again through the pec minor and through the glutes. Bring the hands up, standing staff, foot to the floor, hands down to the floor. Breath in, lift the hands up. Breath out, straight leg forward bend. We continue the journey. Breath in, half lift. Breath out, fold forwards, forward bend now. Let the arms of the chest down, hang down here. So almost feeling the weight of your upper body release with gravity, passive stretch of your upper body, your spine, if you like. You feel that tension in the back of the legs. You can take your hands behind the legs. If you want to go create some space, go a little bit deeper. And then bend the knees, hands to the floor. Walk the feet to the back of the mat. And then slowly come forwards into plank. Then a half plank if it's there for you. And then fall to the floor. Take the hands down the side of the body, tops of the feet on the mat, and draw into locust here. As you draw the arms back, lifting the legs, looking down at the floor. And release to the floor, hands either side of the rib cage, push up onto your knees, back into child, keep the hands grounded, draw the sit bones backwards, find that space in your lower back, let the forehead come to the floor. Lift your head up, walk your hands up, take your knees out to the edge of the mat, walk your hands backwards. This isn't for everybody. This is a little bit of a stretch of the hip flexors. So lean back onto your hands. And if you really tighten your quads, just go as far as you can go. If you are quite loose, quite flexible in your hips and your quads, then maybe come down onto your forearms. And then depending on where you go from here, just come down nice and slowly. You don't have to go all the way down. Just make sure there's no pressure onto your knees. So what I do, I set my knees up quite wide here because of the orientation of my vasty muscles, and I feel it's quite comfortable in my knees to do that. I'm not one of these people that subscribe to that whole alignment thing of keeping your knees together in Supta Konasana. Not for me. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for my body, so I don't do it. So just experiment with that. But again, if you really tighten your quads, it's a little lean back, and then maybe bring the pelvis forwards to stretch the hip flexors as well. Okay, from here we come into downward dog. So tuck the toes in, lift up, pedal out through the legs here. Look up between the hands, bend the knees, walk to the top of the mat, or a little jump if it's there for you. And then we come up to chair once more. So draw the arms out all the way out to the side and up, and reach up into chair. Not going to stay in chair too long. We're going to lean into our right foot, bring the left arm down towards the floor, and then take the left foot off the floor. Reach forwards with the right hand as you lengthen into a balance here. Okay, find this balance. See, I cheekily extended my foot there because I saw it flexed. Find this balance for a moment, and then drop the left foot to the floor. Going to find lunge here. Sweep the right hand back, both hands back, sweat back. With a breath in, lift the hands up nice and high, and a breath out, a nice lunge dip. Drawing the arms out to the side, and breath in, lift up. Now cactus in the arms here. So passe, so draw the elbows back, draw the shoulders back, feeling that stretch through the front of the body, and the activity in the back here, just really powering through the trapezius, building strength up here, strengthening your trapezius. You rhomboids in those deep layers of back muscles will help your posture, really will help your posture, correcting any of the postural imbalances that you may have created in your life over the years. Okay, breath in, lift the hands up now. And we can come into a warrior two. So ground the back heel and then drop in. So warrior two, your right knee, front knee points over the toes, drop in, push into the back edge of your back foot. Now, don't have to get really low here. It's comfortable for me because I really like warriors. And then just drop into you, feel some tension. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to straighten that front leg, pivot on our heels, turn our feet out 45 degrees, lift the hands up nice and high, 5-pointed star, and then come into a couple of gliding squats as you drop in, draw the arms out, and then drop in. Hold here. Now drawing your knees back, soften the shoulders, then drawing the arms back again. Cactus in the arms here, really squeezing through the back muscles, drawing your core up into your solar plexus. Your solar plexus up into your rib cage rather. And a breath in, 5-pointed star, and then back to warrior two. So turn into the right, bend it through the right knee, float the hands down. Taking your left arm around the back, palm faces away, reach forwards with the right arm, turn the palm up, and lift up and back into a peaceful warrior. Breath in, As you exhale, you're going to windmill to low lunge. So slowly bring the arms into this windmill, lift the back heel, turn to face the floor, both hands to the floor. Hands to the floor in low lunge. Stepping that right leg back up, three-legged dog. Big breath in here. Breath out, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Breath in, lift up, three-legged dog. Breath out across the body to the left elbow. Breath in, lift up, three-legged dog. And breath out, foot to the floor, come into plank. And then exhale to the floor. Inhale to locust, take the hands down the side of the body, lift the head up. You can drop the feet onto the floor if you prefer half locust. If you can, really feel that strength in your lower back muscles. Again, postural, longissimus, and spinal erectors, building strength up here. And release, hands either side of your ribs. Push up and back into child, just to stretch out, open up through the lower back. Come up into tabletop, tuck the toes in, send the hips back, head comes down between the arms, drive down through the legs as you find downward dog. Look up between the hands, bend the knees, step, walk, or float to a bent knee forward bend. Draw the arms back out to the side, lifting up into chair, and then leaning down or pressing down into your left foot. Reach up with the left hand as you take the right hand down, take the right foot off the floor. Find that balance again on this side. Stay as long as you can here. It's really good for your standing hip, your standing leg, your standing ankle, knee. Build that strength up. And then slowly taking the right foot back, sweep the left arm back, arm swept back, big breath in, high lunge. And a breath out, a lunge dip. Keeping the body upright as you drop in with the hips. Breath in, lift up. And again, cactus in the arms here. So big chest opening stretch. Looking forwards, drawing your core up and into your ribs. Almost leaning back, really strong in your core here. Squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other. Powerful in the grounding, in the foundation, in the feet. Really strong upper body. Breath in, lift the hands up, ground to the back heel, and transition to warrior two on this side. And just feeling that ranges of movement you've got in your joints for your warrior posture. Okay, we take a reverse warrior, so it's a peaceful warrior. Take the hand in around the back and reach forwards with that left arm. And then draw it up and back and over. Again, drawing your core in to tighten everything up. Release, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, pivot on your feet. Draw the arms up, five-pointed star. Breath out, gliding squats. Breath in, five-pointed star. And then come into horse pose. So take the arms out shoulder height. Push the palms away. Draw the arms backwards as you pull the knees backwards as well. And breath in, five-pointed star. And we transition again to warrior two. So turn the left foot forward, bend through the left knee, float the arms down. You can straight ahead, middle finger of your left hand. Breath in here. Windmill in on the breath out, lifting the back heel all the way down to the floor. And we step in that left leg all the way back up, three-legged dog. Big breath in here. And then on the breath out, left knee to left elbow. Breath in, lift up. Left knee across the body to the right elbow. In, lift up. And breath out, foot to the floor. Inhale through to plank. And exhale to the floor. Okay, take the arms out nice and wide now. So chin on the floor, the crucifix position. Feet on the floor, tops of feet on the floor. What we're going to do is we're going to slide our right hand, bend our right elbow, slide our right hand closer to the body. We're going to use this right hand to push onto our left side. So we stack our ankles, stack our hips, and always got to stretch through the front of your left arm here. So just go as deep as you need to, that you want to, that you can hold with a degree of minor discomfort. If you want to go a bit deeper, lifting that top leg, plant it behind your grounded leg, and then leverage your body by using that right hand to stretch through the front of your left shoulder. Just making sure you don't go too far that is really, really uncomfortable for you, but enough that you feel the stretch. Again, stretching through the front of the shoulder, some of the tightness here that we develop in the fronts of our bodies. Come all the way out of that, and then taking the right hand out to the side, same on the other side, bending through the left elbow, bringing the hand close to the ribs, and then pushing into the floor as you roll onto your right side, stacking the ankles, stacking the hips, stacking the knees. And then if you want to go deeper, lifting the top leg up, step it just behind the grounded leg, and then push into that left hand. Feel that stretch through the front of your right shoulder. And release. Come onto your fronts, hands either side of the ribs, push up and back into child pose. And then lift up into tabletop, tuck the toes in this time. You're going to lift into downward dog from tabletop, hips high, heels down, downward dog. Look up between the hands, bend the knees, we go again. So step jump or walk to a Bentley forward bend, drawing the arms back and then all the way through and up into chair. And then straighten up into tall mountain here, drop the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers and draw the arms back. Now bend the knees, slowly take the chest down towards the thighs, drop the head, let the head hang here and draw those straight arms up above you and as far as you can. When you find some tension in your shoulders, stay here and then slowly release that tension and use soft breath here to find some release in your shoulders. So trying to allow the muscles to soften so you can passively, maybe passively use gravity to draw those arms into a deeper stretch. And then slowly release. Take your fingertips to the floor, step in your right foot to the back of the mat, bend it through the left knee. Sweep the arms out and up, all the way up into a high lunge here. Big breath in, and then another lunge dip here. Breath in, lift up, and then bring the hands round the back of the head. Elbows back, chest forward, squeezing through your back, your upper back. As you lean back, draw your core in. And then breath in, lift the hands up, palms come together. Taking the hands forwards, palms forwards, crossing the thumbs, pointing the forefingers, interlacing the lower fingers, and then step up into your, I'll get some space here, into your warrior three as you find the balance here. Looking down at the floor, leveling out the body. This warrior three posture really works everything in your body. Really good for core strength, really good for bone loading around the hip, around the knee, around the ankle. For balance, for working your trapezius as well as you keep that, the arms raised in front of you. And then release, take your fingers to the floor, slowly float that right foot to the back of the mat. Step back, downward dog, pedal out the legs here, just loosen off that standing left leg. Inhale through to plank. Exhale to the floor. Okay, options now. We're going to come into locust. We're going to reach back, see if we can take bow. You can stay in locust. If it's not there, if you can reach back, grab hold of your shins, front of your feet, your ankles, and kick back in your legs. Activate through the quads, the hip flexors. Lift the chest off the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, enough so that you can feel the effort, but not too much that you can't breathe comfortably, softly. I'm going to take 5 breaths in this posture. So not going mad, not going too deep. Breathe softly into it, but feel the effort needed. And release. Hands either side of the ribs. Push up, take the knees out to the edges of the mat and sit back into extended child. Just to soften, counter pose here, release your spine. And lift your head up, look up between the hands, come up onto your knees, step in your right foot between the hands, tuck in the left toes in, lift the left knee off of the floor for low lunge, and drive down into that right foot, come all the way up into a high lunge here. Breath in. I think we'll do a lunge dip. I think we'll stay in lunge and then bending the elbows, drawing the elbows backwards, dropping in, drawing your core up. Really feel this strength in your back here. And then breath in, lift the hands up. Come in, prepare for your warrior three. So before he falls over, bring your hands, palms together, interlace your lower fingers, point your forefingers, cross your thumbs, and then lean into that front foot, that right foot. As you drive down into that foot, lifting your left foot off the floor, leveling out the body, just finding that balance, what works for you. Using that back leg as a bit of a rudder, maybe. You're a bit wobbly on your standing ankle. Head, try to get the head between your arms, stretch, lengthen as much as you can. Feel that core, feel the work going on here. And then slowly taking the hands to the floor, dropping your left foot to the floor. Step back into downward dog. Inhale through to plank. Exhale to the floor. And inhale this time, you're going to go cobra. Go high cobra. So lift the front of the pelvis off the floor. Draw the shoulders back, lift up through the crown of the head, pull the tummy button in, soften your glutes. And then back into child. Stretching, lengthening through your spine. And then come up onto your knees, cross your ankles, all the way back. And plant your feet on the floor in front of you. Take your hands down behind you. And turn your fingers outwards. And then push up into a reverse tabletop position. Try to get your body in alignment. Bring the head in line with the spine. And stay here. Using your back muscles again. Building the strength up in your back muscles. And release. Come down onto your bottom, onto your lower back. Wrap your hands around your knees. Give your knees a hug. And then drop your heels down close to your bottom, head and shoulders on the floor. Taking your feet hip width apart. Hands down the side of the body and draw your core in to flatten your lower back on the floor in preparation for bridge. Then drive down into your feet as you lift your pelvis away from the floor into bridge. Soften your shoulders, driving up, using your lower back and your glutes, stretching through the hip flexors as well, activating through the quads. Slowly release halfway. Bring your arms under your body, interlace your fingers, shuffle your shoulder blades towards each other, really straighten your arms and ground it down through your arms, and then drive your chest up into bridge a little bit higher. Now you can inch your left foot into the center line of the mat so you can launch your right foot up and straighten that right leg, flexing the ankle, really strong in your left quads, keeping the bridge posture by driving up through your glutes. This is too much, you can stay in bridge and then bringing that foot to the floor. And we find that position of that standing right foot arching through the lower back, going back into bridge, and use your hip flexor strength to bring that left leg up again, going for height as well as going for alignment. And both feet to the floor now. Lift your hands, slowly lower your spine down to the floor. Bring your knees up towards your chest, wrap your hands around your knees, and rock from side to side here. Okay, just to finish off, we're going to do one more bridge, a bridge of your choice, a conventional bridge, a one-legged, shoulder-supported bridge, or you can try wheel pose. If it's there in your practice, it's quite a challenge. So same thing applies here. So bringing your heels close to your bottom, really good grounding through the feet. And then start off with, I'm going to talk through wheel. You can just do bridge or whatever is in your practice yourselves. But coming to bridge to start off with, lift your chest up, shuffle your shoulders a little bit, and then bring your arms so your hands can ground down either side of your head, pointing your fingers back towards the top of the mat, and then drive into your hands with your strength and rest the top of the head on the floor. Just rest it slightly there to regroup. So you can position your hands and then drive the body up using your arm strength here, driving up with your lower back muscles, making sure that you're okay, you're safe to do this. And stay here. And release. As you come all the way down, nice and slowly. Again, draw your knees up into your chest, squeeze and release your knees. Now you can finish off with a forward bend here if you want to try a plow posture. So plow posture, just go at it nice and carefully. You can stay hugging your knees, that's fine. If you take your hands down either side of your bottom, push your bottom off of the floor, weight comes onto the shoulders, catch your bottom, rest your head on the floor, no pressure in your neck, extend your legs, and allow gravity to assist this posture. So allowing both legs to release with gravity towards you. It's a forward bend, it's an inversion. And you can really feel that nice soft stretch, passive stretch of your spine that's just compressed in bridge or wheel. Come out of that, keep hold of your bottom, bend your knees, and then slowly, with your core engaged, roll down through each spine or vertebra. Head and shoulders on the floor, take the arms away from the body. You'll toe your feet out nice and wide, and then gently rock from side to side, just releasing through the hips. Finish with a twist. So bring your feet closer to your bottom. Lift your left leg up. Rest your left ankle on top of your thigh. First thing we do here, arms out nice and wide, by the way. Going to draw our right leg across with the heel to stretch through the side of the leg, using the strength in your left leg to draw it across that point of tension somewhere. Softening through the shoulders. And then release. And then come all the way down to the other side. Bringing your left knee across and reaching up with your right hand, drawing that left knee down. Turning, looking away, looking towards your left shoulder, left hand, softening through your shoulder. Turn your head all the way around to look towards the right. Extend your left leg, support it with your right hand for a hamstring stretch, pulling the toes into the shin, extending that leg. And if it's there for you, reach down, grab hold of your right foot with your left hand, or cat grabs its tail. So a nice quad stretch and a hamstring stretch, putting those toes back on your left leg, feeling that tension in the body. And release, come onto your back. We go again on the other side. So drop the left foot to the floor, rest your right heel on top of, on the outside of your left leg, arms out nice and wide, and draw that leg across. Apply some pressure here. Let's get a bit of a stretch through the side, through the glutes. Soften your upper body. And release, come back. We take that supine twist now. So rolling the hips down to the left side and applying some pressure onto your right knee to draw the leg down. Glutes get a little bit of a stretch here. And then gently turn your head to look towards your right hand. Finding that release where you can with each breath. Cat grabs its tail to turn your head, look towards the left, extend your right leg, support it with your left hand, pull the toes in for that hamstring stretch. And only if it's there, without compromising the hamstring stretch, maybe reach down, grab hold of your left leg for a quad stretch here. And release. Come onto your back, plant your feet on the floor, and rest your hands on your belly. Just take a couple of moments here, establishing some tummy breaths. And eventually finding a comfortable, relaxing position. Slide your feet to the bottom corners of the mat, rest your feet outwards slightly. Take your hands away from your tummy and rest your arms on the floor. Close your eyes and simply connect with what's going on in your body. Sensation of the ground beneath you. Sensation of the touch of material or the temperature of the skin. And go into anywhere in your body that is maybe calling for attention, maybe tense that you can release, or maybe just recovering or opening or softening. Just feel the body let go. Soften around your face, your eyes. Soften your jaw. Soften around your neck and your throat. Feel the movement of breath. Feel the pressure of the back of the head into the floor. Notice the heaviness here. And visualize, imagine the curvature of your spine, your upper spine, your neck, your 7 vertebrae. Wonderful design for our spines. Feel how the spine sweeps down in between your shoulder blades, grounding through the thoracic spine. Feeling the pressure here. Feeling the ribs open and close with the breath. And feel that lift of your spine as it enters into the lumbar region, gliding slowly up, gliding up and arching and down into your pelvis. Really is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Even the breath into your tummy, feeling a release across your pelvis. Pressure of your pelvis into the floor so you can release any holding, any clenching. And let the legs simply hang here. Feel the pressure of the legs into the floor. Just let go of everything here. Feel gravity pull you into the ground. Feel the ground push up into your body. Allowing every single part of your body to release and become heavy. Stay with this feeling, stay connected here. Just notice. And if your mind jumps onto a thought, go to another part of your body and notice. Notice all of the messages coming back through the nervous system. And feel that sensation of connection. Feel alive. We're going to slowly make our way out of Shavasana. So start to wriggle your toes and your fingers just a little bit and build the movements up. To move your head from side to side. Put your tummy button in, engage your core muscles, and then start moving bigger limbs as you bend the knees. Maybe bring the knees up into your chest for a little bit of a back massage, or take your feet out to the edges of the mat to rotate your hips. Keeping your core engagement. Make your way up. Okay, so yeah, that was a lot of stuff doing this. One thing I didn't do with the belt, which I always like doing in my classes, is this sort of movement. Great to help postural misalignments. Take a look at the blogs. It's quite interesting. And I do honestly believe that it's up to us. It's up to us to, sort this stuff out. I've been quite fortunate in my life in that I grew up my formative years and my younger years. There was no such thing as computers. That shows how old I am, or smartphones. So I haven't had to deal with some of the issues that I think we're heading for in the next 20, 30 years with our young people. And it's something that can be avoided if people are aware. Okay, we're not going to stop using our phones. Absolutely no way. But what we need to then do is realize that through evolution of man, hunter-gatherers looking at the horizon, keeping the eyes nice and level, nice upright in the body, we haven't had to deal with what we're dealing with in society with this tech stuff. So practice, 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 open the front of the body, build the strength up in the back of the body. And hopefully you'll join me for another few videos in the next few weeks. Thanks very much. Stay safe.